Hey, I'm back, and man, for the first day of the funded account, man, I ran it up pretty nice, as you can see here. Around $3,200 or something like that at the end. But I tell you that how well my first day went was definitely a sign that I didn't really pay enough attention to, in terms of when you have a windfall day, you should trade with more fear the next day. And I was just thinking like, well, it's only 3K, but that's a lot for somebody who isn't already a millionaire from trading in the first place anyway. So yeah, I pretty much made 3K the first day and then lost exactly that amount in the second day. Which is exactly what you will hear Vinny talk about in any of his videos about trading after a windfall day, which is trading with more fear, specifically because a lot of experienced traders have been on that roller coaster where they experience amazing profits on one day only to give it all back the very next day, or sometimes even more. And so in the windfall videos, Vinny will often say you should trade with the expectation that you owe the market double in the day after a windfall day. And I had a lingering doubt in my mind about it, but I just went about my business and man, I paid the price, and I hit that drawdown really quick, and it was worth. And it doesn't feel great, but I tell you what, I'll take that discomfort of failure over the discomfort of never even attempting to do anything great. And so just keep it pushing. I just gotta keep it pushing, and that's what I'm doing. So here we are back at the starting line again with another evaluation account, which is good because there's currently another 80% sale going on at this moment. So a good time to get back. After I lost that funded account and I was trading again on live data, I just felt like I lost my mojo and nothing was really working, and I was putting too much pressure on myself to get back to where I initially was, which in turn makes me trade even worse. With this next run, I just want to take it back to the basics and start with cadence. Of course, I still pay attention to double crosses and alpha omega signals here and there, but for the most part, Enigma is my main focus. And so with that in mind, I'm primarily looking for 3 losing Enigma signals in a row. And then after that, so basically I'm just sitting there looking for 3 signals in a row to fail, then start taking trades. Of course, also still giving some attention to the higher time frame, but I'm mostly just leveraging statistics for this, because the idea behind cadence is that with most of these AlgoBox strategies, it's very unlikely to have 8 losers in a row. The idea behind it is that this should be good for when you're really struggling and you really just want to put the odds in your favor when you feel like you're not calling things right and things aren't following through on a consistent basis for you. And I've also noticed in my trading that even though I would sometimes have some good trades, I was still doing a lot of over trading. And so that's the other part of this cadence thing, is to really help me get back to being disciplined, which I know I have the capacity to do, but I wasn't actually using it, and it was negatively affecting my P&L as a result. So I'm looking for 3 losing Enigma signals in a row, then start taking trades. And the idea is still 5 to 6 trades, but since I really want to be disciplined, I'm just thinking, okay, if I get 2 winners in a row, then I'm only going to look for 1 more bonus trade to finish off the session. And for that bonus, realistically, I'd only want to risk $100 for that trade. So that's just one contract with a 20-tick stop. Now, as you'll see, I stumbled off the starting line with this. For this first session, I went right back in when this was supposed to be my final trade. After I finished this session, I realized, man, I really don't like ending on a loss. And I just let that get to me and completely deviate from the rule that I set for myself. And this is just the first session back. So you gotta watch that. So after I ran all the profit that I made back down, then I went back to the cadence hack again to bring my P&L up. Then I ended this morning session. Now here we are in the afternoon session. Man, this one went really rough for me. On that Enigma signal that came after my entry and they were going in the opposite direction, I let that shake me out when I should have been paying attention to the fact that the MACV was green. And this is what I mean about, even though you have that cadence hack as your primary focus, I still want to pay attention to the context that's being provided by the higher time frames. My thinking should have been, okay, you already made your entry, just keep your stops back behind the signal where they're supposed to be and just let this trade either hit the targets or hit the stop. Your trade is in the direction of the MACV, therefore the odds are greater that price will hit your profit targets rather than going against the MACV. As you can see, for this last trade, I went in with 10 contracts and wiped out. Now, of course, because I had cadence on my side, the price levels did eventually hit those profit targets, but by that time my P&L was so low that I really didn't have enough wiggle room to be trading with 10 contracts. So going forward, I'm definitely going to have to limit the degree to which I increase my position sizing. I think it's gonna have to be a mass of 4 to 6, most likely 4, because as long as I'm dealing with that trailing drawdown, I can't really trade those 5 position sizes to the full degree that I would be able to if it was an end of day trailing drawdown or something of that nature.